Christiana Rosa here with Oliver Service. Oliver, what an ending to the game. I mean, Ryan McKay is on second base. You're up to bat. What's going through your head?
So basically, before that inning started, I kind of just brought the team together. I was just like, when I get up, like, we're going to win this game. Like, simple as that. And then Frost went up, had a great at-bat, got on base. McKay went and ran for him. Saborn got the bunt down, kind of put the Ducks in a row, and all I had to do was get a hit. And so made it pretty easy on my end. But that's just goes to say, as a team, how close we are. Just kind of that thing. Like, our pitchers were kind of battling out for us hitters. And we kind of just thought, like, we got to pick it up, And it feels good, when you come through for your guys. And that was a really fun game. Meant a lot.
Yeah, we've talked about this all season, how important the chemistry is and how great it is within this team. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit more about the importance of that?
Yeah, I mean, our bus rides, like, you would think like an 8-hour bus ride to Wisconsin would be dreadful and long and boring. But with these guys, there's never a dull moment, no matter how bad you're doing or whatever headspace you're in. But when you get here, the guys kind of just bring everybody up together. And it's a really special team. I've kind of never been on a team like this before. It's awesome.
Being on this team, like you said, is special. But what has it done for you within the game, personally, whatever that may be?
No matter what happens, I always know, like, my guys are going to pick me up. So, I never get really too down on myself. And, I kind of just go up there with the open mind. And my guys are always telling me, great job, whatever, keep it up. And, it just keeps me, like, reassured and stuff.
So I talked to you right after you got absolutely soaked by your teammates. And the first thing you said to me was, I want to go fishing.
I kind of just use fishing as, like, a way to, reflect on, the game. And I'm always going fishing with someone else, so I'll probably go with JT or somebody, and we'll just have a good time, talk about the game, reflect on everything, take the positives and take the negatives and see what we can learn from it, and we go from there. But I take fishing as, a good hobby that you can really use to help with your mental game, and I love fishing too, so I'm going to go catfish fishing tonight, so it feels good.
Speaking of positives, what are some positives from today's game that you want to bring into tomorrow? Our
pitching staff, another great game, keeping us in the game time and time again. These past 3 wins, it wouldn't have happened without the pitching staff, and they keep coming through time after time after time. And eventually, the bats are going to get hot again, so when that happens, it's going to be dangerous.
All right, thank you for your time. Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Christiana Rosa here with head coach Jonathan Vance. Coach, this was an insane win, and it really came down to the final plays. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it was a long game in the sense of our offense didn't really hit the ground running. It felt like we were sputtering all game, but still grinding out at bats, hitting balls hard, just kind of right at guys. It's windier than a hurricane right now, so I feel like every ball that we hit hard is kind of hanging up there. But our pitchers have been phenomenal the last week, and we're just kind of building off them, and they're keeping us in ball games. And the last 3 games, we've won close ones.
Yeah, speaking of that, last 3 games, this is the first time this season that you've been within 2 games of 500. What does that show about the growth of your team?
Yeah, we're just getting better as the season goes on, honestly. I mean, it's obvious in our pitching staff, but even during this stretch where our offense has kind of struggled, I think our at-bats are improving. Guys are having really good plans when they go up there, and then when they get back in the dugout, it's really good conversations about what they're seeing and what they're trying to do. So I think we're improving in all levels.
So you're on a 3-win streak right now. You swept the Kenosha Kingfish. You really rallied in this game. What are you going to do with that momentum going forward?
Yeah, just keep building off that. Unfortunately, the first half is out of reach for us right now, but I think building momentum early and kind of going into the second half would be really good for us. And if we do that, I think we can take the second half and hopefully make a run at this thing.
So you made some interesting moves with your roster today. You had Campbell leading off, and you took Pico and McKay out of the roster until the very end where McKay came in and pinch ran. What was your thought process behind that?
Yeah, no, those guys have been warriors for us all summer. I mean, I think Pico's missed 1 game since he came in late. McKay's been out of the lineup 1 or 2 times. So it was just one of those days where those guys needed a break and kind of a day to get off their feet. But even when McKay's out, I mean, he's itching to get back in the lineup, and he goes out there and scores the winning run tonight.
This was, like I said, an insane win. It came down to those final plays. What does that show about the grit and the stamina of your team?
Yeah, these guys don't quit, man. And I think in these interviews, the players have touched on it a lot about chemistry and really playing for one another. And I think these guys have really bought into that. And whether it's something the coaches are teaching them or they just really enjoy each other, I'm not going to argue or try to point at which is which, but it doesn't matter. These guys just don't give up. There's no quitting them. They really enjoy playing with each other and playing for each other. And it's obvious when you watch them play.
Congrats on the win, Coach. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.